Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is D3 and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review, in which today we're going to be reviewing Dragon Ball Super episode 29. And I'm a little sick, so forgive me for that. I got a little bit of stuffiness, a little bit of a cold right now. But I also wanted to kind of say, I'm not going to be as hype in this review because in my last review, Kageu no Kaze told me that, I can't be hyped because, the episodes aren't that great. That to be hyped to the extent that I was hyped, he was like, yo, don't be so hyped. So if you guys see him in the comment section, he's generally pretty good about watching these reviews. Just be like, hashtag let D3 be hype because, I can't be myself. But no, I'm a little sick, so forgive me. But nonetheless, this episode was it was a pretty eventful episode, to say the least. They actually did a lot of stuff in this episode, so we're going to talk about it here. The episode takes place where the last one left off. Of course, as I always say, I don't know why I love to point that out. But anyways, the episode takes place with Champa and Beerus deciding the rules for the tournament, and Goku suggests that they do it just like the Tenkaichi Budokai, meaning no ring outs and things of that nature. And Vegeta says, yeah, no doping, which is interesting, meaning no steroids and stuff like that. And he proposes the test so that we don't get a bunch of mindless idiots that only know how to fight, etc., and don't even know how to, I believe he said, don't even know what the rules mean or something of that effect. So from there, Champa agrees, everything is set, and he leaves, and then we see him sort of, what's the word? He underestimates Goku and Vegeta because he didn't notice that they were wearing those big ass suits, because he tossed Goku that egg somewhat as a test to test his reflexes or to test his power or something of that nature. So he tossed that to him, and Goku was kind of fumbling a little bit, couldn't get a clean handle on it, and he ultimately wound up catching it, of course. And Champa was like, Vados was like, this is a good idea, and Champa was like, yeah, we're fine. Do you see the guy's reflexes? This will be a piece of cake. So he's obviously underestimating them. And what's so funny about it is they took off those suits immediately thereafter, and the suits were just sinking into the ground, and they even zoomed out, and Goku and Vegeta were just having a casual conversation, and the suits are continuing to sink into the ground to the point where you can't see them. I was just subtle classic comedy there. I was just laughing like, damn, how fucking heavy are those suits, so from there, they cut to Earth. They make the transition back to Earth. This is where it gets kind of funny to me, because Beerus and Whis are leaving, and then Vegeta's like, Beerus was like, hey, you two, we're going. And Beerus, he just stiffens up. He's like, okay, cool. And he instantly flies up, and Goku's like, he's like, what is going on? And so they leave and they go to Earth. And while they're there, they talk to Bulma about the situation, and Bulma comes up with the idea to ask Shenron where to locate the Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls. And so from there, what happens is Beerus tells Vegeta to go ahead and go get the Dragon Balls. He told him to dash off or something like that, and Vegeta just instantly flew off. So at this point, Beerus is officially punking Vegeta. Vegeta is essentially Beerus's bitch at this point. He even calls him an errand boy, his errand boy, later on in the episode. I was like, fuck, how mighty have fallen. But it's cool, because Vegeta has had so much character development in Dragon Ball Super. This is completely just contrast early Vegeta. I can't even imagine Saiyan Saga Vegeta being this submissive to somebody else. But all the while this is happening, we see the creation of the stadium, the tournament arena on that nameless planet, which Champa decided to name the Planet with Nothing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It was a very general blanket name, Planet with Nothing, because there's nothing there. There's not even an atmosphere. So Vados gets hard to work, and she starts creating the dome that everything's going to take place in. She creates an atmosphere. She creates a ring, she creates stands, she creates the bleachers, everything. Just, they got the whole situation set up, and it looks pretty fucking dope all the while that's going on. And then we cut back to Earth, and they summon Shenron, and Shenron's like, Beerus, why are you always on Earth now? And he was like, Earth is such a good place for me now, so I'm kind of always here. And clearly Shenron is shitting bricks again. So they asked Shenron where to locate the Super Dragon Balls in the 6th universe. And that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because I don't think Shenron would have the ability to do that. It was stated that he only has the power to do what his creator could do. So from there, he tells him, hey, I can't do it. It would require too much power. He didn't say he couldn't do it for the ones in their universe. He said it would require an extensive amount of power, but he never said he couldn't do it as blatantly as he did with the 6 universe balls. And the whole Super Dragon Ball thing doesn't make a lot of sense to me. By the way, they did show them, and those motherfuckers are huge. They showed him whenever Vados was doing the tournament situation there, but those motherfuckers are huge. They did say those were planet size, and they were not lying. But the whole Super Dragon Ball situation doesn't make sense to me, and here's why. They're looking for the ones in the 6th universe, but I'm pretty positive earlier on in the series, Champa was in the 7th universe pulling their Dragon Balls. He was destroying planets, pulling their Dragon Balls, searching for their Dragon Balls. That's why he was in that universe early on in the series. But if Beerus, as Beerus states, you know, their clone universes, or their twin universes, my bad, they both should have a set of Super Dragon Balls, meaning Champa should be able to get all 7 in his universe, so why is he mooching off the ones from Beerus's universe? And what gets more interesting is, you know, when they're deciding who to fight, Beerus brings up Monaka, or Whis brings up Monaka, and Beerus tells Goku for the 2nd time in the series that he is not the strongest person that he's ever fought. He said that after his fight with Goku. Apparently Goku forgot, and he said, yeah, Monaka is in fact the strongest person I've ever fought, which I don't really know how much sense that particularly makes at this point, because they've been training constantly, so I don't know how that all works out, because at that point he was scaling Monaka versus Super Saiyan God Goku, and at this point Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan it was already stronger, but it's definitely stronger because they've been training with that form, and I don't really know how strong they are at this point. The power scaling is so fucked up, it's crazy, because if you get into the manga, spoilers from the manga at this point, Goku and Vegeta trained with that form for 3 years, and you're going to tell me that they're still weaker than Beerus, they're still weaker than Monaka, they're still weaker than Whis. The scaling is completely screwed up, and it will continue to be screwed up. But they bring up Monaka, and Goku asks to get a little quick sparring match with them, as only Goku would, you know, overly enthusiastic. And then from there, Beerus declines, and he tells him, hey, yeah, we can't do that. So Goku's okay. And then they leave, and they tell him they'd be back in 5 days to pick them up for the tournament. And Goku and Vegeta have the luxury of finding the final 2 competitors. So he leaves that up to them. Monaka is going to be there according to Beerus. So from there, things get a little interesting, because Bulma spends the entire night creating the radar to detect the Super Dragon Balls in the universe. And it's interesting because, and this is why I said it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because while they asked for the 7th Dragon Balls, the 6th universe of Dragon Balls, I'm sorry, with Shenron, and Bulma, essentially, she is scared of Beerus. They're kind of playing Beerus up to be a bit of an antagonist, which I'm okay with, because this arc doesn't have a lot of tension. It doesn't have an antagonist at this point from what we can see. I've been saying that for the longest, ever since like chapter 5. And, you know, Goku actually said it in this chapter too. He was like, well, I mean, honestly, it's not a big deal. It's going to just transport the freaking planet to the other universe. We're still going to live. Everything's going to be straight. And, you know, Beerus got pissed off because he didn't want to, you know, concede defeat to his brother. But I mean, the reality is there's no antagonist. There's no freaking tension in this arc. So she's like, yo, Beerus made a vicious face. He was talking about destroying the planet and stuff like that. And Vegeta's like, yeah, he's not going to do that. He's a man of honor. He has a code. He's not going to just do that. So she ultimately wants to find the 7th universe's Dragon Balls before Beerus can get his hands on him. So I don't know if that means Beerus is going to search for his own universe's Dragon Balls. That maybe I'm missing something, but they're kind of fluctuating between the two, and it's really not making a lot of sense to me. So you guys let me know down below in a comment what you guys can make about this 6th and 7th universe Dragon Ball situation, what they're doing. Because if Champa has his own, I think it was implied that he got 6 of them in his universe, and he came over there and was looking for the final one in that universe, so in the 7th universe. So let me know how that works out for you guys, because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And despite the fact that I'm a YouTuber, it doesn't mean that everything I say is 100%, you know, honest, or I'm perfect. That's just not how it works. You know, I try to be as well researched as I can. But let me know you guys' thoughts on that. And you know, from there, it pretty much winds up the episode. And then the next episode preview, we see Gohan training some more. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the selection of the final 2 competitors, even though the manga is spoiling shit, so we already know who they're going to be. I enjoy just seeing new content, and apparently Gohan is sticking to the tracksuit. The excuse with the tracksuit initially was that he couldn't locate his gi in time. He didn't have enough time to find his gi, but apparently he's training with Piccolo in the tracksuit, so that must be his new design from here on out. But I don't mind, you know, he's rocking that that Battle of Gods hair again, not the Fukatsu no F hair. But let me know what you guys have thought about the episode as well down below in a comment. What was your favorite part of the episode? But that is it for me. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out.